You're listening to WCJC Digital Broadcasting Company, a God corporation helping creators create what is creative.
Get him, got him. Hey, man, right here. Turn it up. I can't hear that. I don't hear the microphone.
It ain't when the soul swines, man.
Get him, got him. 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 Get him, got him.
What's happening, everybody? Good evening. It's around 6:35 p.m. It's your boy, the Honorable King Calvin Jones Jr., aka King Calcutta. What's happening? Look, this show right here is pretty much dedicated to what are you really saying? You know, what are you really talking about? You know, it's a couple of issues that I'm looking at. Yesterday, in particular, we had the state of the city, right? And we had Mr. Mayor Mike Duggan. And he had pulled out some good facts. But, you know, I'm trying to figure out the agencies of the churches and ministries. What happened? Don't they include them? Or, you know, what's that really all about? You know, and I'm like, what are you saying? You know, when you got to include all or nothing, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times the killings have happened because, you know, our facilities that were supposed to be helping people and hiring people weren't doing what they were supposed to do. What are we really saying? Where is the real justice for all in this? Where is the real justice in this? This is like a movement, man. The movements, I mean, it's not just WCJC Digital Broadcasting Company, but man, you might well say we like the NAACP, but we're not trying to get 10,000 members, and then the community we reside in is still in poverty. You understand? I mean, area I'm in now is only the way it is because, you know, I'm just getting back out here. But I always try to make a difference and find if I could be a part of the solution. Now, they might not always like the solution, but it's a solution, you know. And I'm like, what are you really saying if I'm trying to create? You know, I got something for a little bit of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Last month was Black History Month. You know, we got 1 month, hooray, hooray, out of 11 months. You know what I'm saying? But really, in our culture, we have it every day. Just being realistic. It never stops. You know, we always go back over and stuff like that. But, you know, I don't get so indoctrinated with that type of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Just like I seen a Facebook posting and they said, hey, a girl left Jesus and went back to doing what she was doing. And they were trying to say that Jesus Christ wasn't the king to the African American race. And biblically, okay, yeah, he was the king of Jews, you know, and it could have been that he was the King of Kings of the Jews. It did not say the King of Kings of everybody, but when everybody started serving Jesus, then that's a whole nother thing. He winning them, you know what I'm saying? He winning them because now we are in that, we learning how to seek after him and we be found, right? So I begin to the point, like, what are we really saying? Like another thing that's very deep, you know, that we gonna talk about. The NAACP is in an area, they get ready to throw a big event here in Detroit with 10,000 members. And I'm trying to figure out, you know, I know that they got a history of doing some wonderful things. I'm not neglecting none of that stuff at all. But I just wanted to go to the simple fact of the matter and say this. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really doing that in the community. You know what I'm saying? What are they doing? That they in an area where there is drug dealing all around there, where it's pimpology going on, all these things happening, like right in the area. I'm like, you want to have all these meetings to give out awards? I mean, ain't nobody really done anything. Being realistic, have some speaker to come say what? You know, what have you really done? Nothing. You know, some folks haven't really done nothing. I mean, concerning the welfare of the people, I have friends of mine that went to seek them. What have you really done? They haven't done anything. You just want a bunch of awards for what? You know, if there's still pimping going on, there's still playing going on, if there's still thugology going on, oh, my fault. I remember, yeah, they put Tupac in it to say only God can judge me. You understand? A couple of years back. So I see where it's going at, you know. But maybe I'm not like who they say. You understand? I'm not what they think I am, and I'm not, and they not who I know they not. That makes any clear sense. It makes very clear sense to me. Because people will put all type of titles on you. And I'm like, what are y'all really saying? What is y'all really saying? I mean, another thing, I was chopping up my little sis and everything, and I'm like, okay, you pay $30,000 a year to, you know, for an out of state student to come to college. You know, don't waste your money on that. And now you got to pay a loan back, and you don't even want to pay the loan back. What are you really saying? You understand? You're supposed to be making $30,000. You understand? You got to match that, but how you going to make it off $9, $10, $12 an hour, and you ain't protesting? What are you really saying? I mean, that's enough to be saying, look, I'm paying $30,000. You know, if she was paying half of that, that would be outrageously crazy. I'm being realistic now. That would be crazy. $30,000, and you only making $9 an hour or $12. When I said, hey, maybe you making $300, you know, where it was, she got to laughing. Because guess what? $300 per 3 hours will get her $900. That seemed funny. But I'm saying, what are we really saying? What are we really talking about? You know, if you did all this and you paid all that money, you got to find a way to pay it back and act like you got it going on. What are we really saying today? What are you saying? You know, if we got to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem, why would you do something less than what you went to school for? Come on, how you going to get a take out on a loan and you can't pay it back? What are we really saying? You go to school and you find a way. You say, hey, I'm going to charge the same amount that I'm paying for. If I'm paying at least half of it, you know, Even if I had to teach other people while I'm still going through. You understand? If I'm going to school or something like that, if I was going to school like that's why I found it. I taught myself. I did just like the professors. Come on out of here. I went to the free college. It's free. Really, it costs if you start, down the line if you don't turn your books in. You understand? Even with turned in books, it's still a learning place. It's a learning institution. You can learn anything you want to learn in a free college. I call it the free college is the library to me. That's my personal opinion, because I feel like even the instructors read a book before and had some own hands training before they could teach a course. Come on out of here. So I'm like, what are we really saying here today? There's some justice and there's some injustices. But like another thing, we got all these people talking about the NRA. You know what I'm saying? I'm a member of the NRA, all right? Here's the truthful fact of the matter. We ain't got nothing to do with no terroristic stuff, because the truth of the fact of the matter is we deal with public safety. When we say public safety, it's not in ignorance. You understand? It's law and order and the national defense. Now, what part of that, and this is supposed to be catered to the USA. Okay. Now, how you going to say somebody who been trained and this, that, and the other that have been in the military all of a sudden gonna turn against their cause? Now, granted, people do that at some point, but that's not what we're talking about. My point is this: how can you say an organization is behind the terrorists when they don't do that? Now, if people got motives, that's different. But I'm sure they won't stay in there because they partner with the law enforcement. Hello. So why would they be terroristic in any way? They're not being terroristic in any shape, form, or fashion. If anything, they're giving people the right to stand for their rights for the people who come with the wrongs. Hello, somebody. If you come with a wrong, you need a right. What's the wrong? You shouldn't have came at me with no AR-15. Come on out of here. What's the right? I have a right to defend myself if that's what you coming with. Come on out of here. Or I have a right if you attempted to physically throw down, then I have a right to do these things. You have a right to defend yourself. Hey, real issue. You know what I'm saying? I had a situation where I had to, handle my ground. You understand? It's like, hey, we did like this. You want a round 2, round 1, or no rounds? Come on out of here. So what happened? A young man came at me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even thinking that it was going to go down like that. He came at me and he tried to push and everything and all that. So he tried to swing. And I was like, oh, you want to see Calcutta. You understand? You're going to pull the other me out. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was, I popped him, pow, in the face. I didn't shoot him. No, I didn't shoot him. I just punched him. You understand? Guess what he did? He sat back down. Did he want to get back up again? All that world trumpet stuff they was talking about doing, they didn't want to do nothing. But I was exercising my Second Amendment rights. And not only that, my First Amendment was with the Second Amendment. And that time, I wasn't even thinking like that. But once I pumped him at one time, he started walking around in a circle. And I started jumping up and down like, I'm about to get ready to mollywop you, right? And it was ended like that. Then a young man that I had blessed